One conference powerhouse is trying to live up to the hype, while another is trying to rebuild their program after a tough offseason. It's the first conference matchup for both LSU and Mississippi State as the two teams meet in Starkville. Cowbells will be ringing regardless, but who has the edge in this SEC clash? I'll have that next, as well as my selection for the game coming up. But first, as always, if you're enjoying this content, do us a favor, hit that like button. And if you'd like to be alerted with any of our betting content, go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We release betting picks and predictions for every sport you can think of every single day. Now, looking at the Wager Talk Live odds screen here, we see that LSU is between a 9 and 10 point favorite, so there's some variance there, but the total sitting at 53 or 53.5. LSU has the advantage on offense. Jaden Daniels is third in the SEC among quarterbacks in passing yards with 615, and the Tigers' offense is averaging 540 yards per game through 2 games this season. Daniels is also the second leading rusher for LSU. Now, Daniels and company will be facing a defense that only returns 4 starters from last season and one of them in the secondary. Brian Kelly and LSU, the offense that is, should be able to take advantage in the passing game, with Daniels completing over 65% of his passes so far on the year. LSU has already faced one of the best defenses in the country in Florida State, and they were able to put up 500 yards of offense in that game against them, so I don't see them having an issue here against the Bulldogs. Mississippi State's new head coach, Zach Arnett, has a track record as a very good defensive coach, but I'm not sure he has the horses in the barn to keep up here. He allowed over 450 yards last week in their win over Arizona. Offensively for the Bulldogs, Will Rogers is on pace to become the SEC's all-time leader in passing yards, but he's in a new offense now without Mike Leach. They don't throw anywhere near as much as they used to and actually have a run game to speak of. Through 2 games on the season, the Bulldogs are actually averaging more rushing yards at 221 per game than passing yards at 195 per game. But still, this is an offense that needed the help of 5 turnovers by their opponent and overtime to beat the Wildcats last week. Rogers hasn't thrown an INT yet, and he's completed over 71% of his passes. The LSU defense should have enough here. Don't get too fooled by the bad numbers, which are heavily swayed by the offensive performance that Florida State put up against them in Week 1. However, the run defense could be a concern for the Tigers, as they allowed 163 yards on the ground to Grambling last week. Now, if LSU can contain the run, they should be in good position here. Their passing game could also get an early lead and force Mississippi State out of their run-first philosophy. I don't think the Bulldogs have the offense to keep up or the defense to slow down LSU. My feeling is that this game is tight early, but LSU pulls away late. I'll lay the points at anything under 10. If you're interested in more trends, game breakdowns, and picks, go ahead and check out this next game video.